Yes, modeling is always my dream. That's why when I was 7, 8 years old, I don't know why it's model yet, but I always wished I can become the girl in front of the TV and in front of the magazine. So that caused me, when I was 17, I flew all the way from Sabah Tawau to KL to chase that dream. And I would say that, yeah, if you have a dream, if you work hard for that, definitely your dream will come true, just like me. From a model to become an ambassador, to become a mother and entrepreneur now. So have been these 17 years. I've been learned a lot from the industry, and also I would say that success, there is no limit. But I would say that whatever I do now, I try to do my best, and that's considered, if I given up all and try my best to make it happen, that is considered a successful. When I just moved to KL, it wasn't that easy. I faced a lot of challenge, problem, and also, I don't know what shall I do, how to start this career. So what I do the time, there is no Google, no so much of social media yet. So I just buy a newspaper, just circle whatever related with modeling, and I go for casting. And I went to more than 30 casting. I get rejected because I remember that the first casting when I went, I don't even know I have to put on high heels and makeup. So the casting when I went, I, putting on heels, but I did the wrong heels and the wrong makeup. So I would say that those experience, the failed experience, make me grow up and make me stronger. And that's why after the 20 on 30 casting, I learned a lot from the failures, and that made me successful to make it for my first show. And I remember the first show when I did is the best memory, because it's something like my dream in 10 years finally came true. Major challenges. Well, I would say that my life is full of challenge. Without this challenge, I won't be who I am today. Without that experience of challenges, I won't be who I am today. But if you ask me the biggest challenges, I would say that when I just moved to KL, because I remember that when I told my parents I want to be a model, that both of them was disagree, because the first thought of that model is always negative. It could be like smoking, drinking, being second wife of someone, on all the negative stuff. Because back to 18 years ago, some more people from a small kampong, small town, models for them is not a real job. And of course, there was disagree. And when I moved to KL, it was quite tough, because when the time I had no family support, I came all the way from Sabah Tawau, a small town, to the big city. I really don't know what can I do and where shall I go. And I only bought like 300 over ringgit to KL. I don't know how long I can survive. When am I going to finish the money? But I would say I'm pretty lucky, When I came to KL in that year, the first year, when during Chinese New Year, when I go back to Sabah Tawau, what I do is I bring back all the photos and to show my mom and my dad what I have been done in KL for the last 1 year. So my dad was quite, Chinaman. My mom was like, okay, the most important thing, you're earning money for yourself, for your living, then it's okay. So after like the first 2 years, first 1 and first 2 years, my mom from disagree to become okay, agree. And my dad took longer. I remember my dad took him about 4 years to change his mind. What he did is, I remember that during 2003 when I just won the guest title in the world, and when the time I have lots of magazine covers, a lot of people know me as Amber Chia. So eventually when I walk on the street, there's a lot of fans. They will give me let me sign my magazine cover and take photo with me. So my dad started have that question, why those people want to, take your autograph? And my dad is a fisherman, he don't know what is idol. So back to, my dad background. So for him, he will start curious, why they want your autograph, why they want to take photo with you. And I bought my dad for a few of my shows as well. My dad showed me on the runway. So he kind of liked it, and he asked me, when is your second show? I want to go and see. After he go back to Taiwan, about 1 or 2 weeks later, my mom called me and told me that your dad is crazy. He stick all your magazine covers and also pictures in front of the dining table. So when the time I knew that he's become my supporter, and even though he didn't tell me that, I already didn't angry you. But I remember that when I get the call from my mom and to scold my dad is crazy, stick my picture all around the house. When the time I'm really touching, I almost cry because I know that after 4 years, finally, I proved to him I can be a good model. Not only that, and he become my biggest supporter today. So that was really touching. Well, I remember that when I just kickstart my modeling career, and the Malaysians, commercial and also runway show, you're only allowed to use Malaysians. So basically that gives a lot of Malaysians a lot of opportunity. So I think the government set the rules. Only Malaysians can be in the Malaysia commercial and also runway show. So when I just kickstart, I have a lot of opportunity for TV commercial shoot, for runway show, and after I think I start in the modeling industry about 4 or 5 years, I mean that is about 12 years ago, they start open the opportunity for foreigners models. So that caused the market start go down, because when the industry become more competitive. But it's still, the sky is still big. You still have a space for you, but it's just that, of course, that caused the model industry today become more competitive. But that also caused the model become more determined, more hardworking to get what they want. So it's something about good and bad. Things happens always for good and bad. I would say that social media in these 5 years is really in, and these days we have a lot of social media stars, social media influencers. Do that cause the model industry drop? No, though, honestly, because I think instead of social media, they does help models to earn more money. At the same time, they do help the models, the people who want to be a model or celebrity, have a good platform to start. But of course, I believe that from maybe 5 years from now, there is no real physical superstar on singer, on model. I think maybe in 5 or 10 years later, all the celebrities, models, superstar could be from social media. But this is the trend and this is the change. For what I have to do is I have to accept and learn. I would say that compared with 17 years ago and today, become more competitive just now. And also what I want to encourage the Malaysian brands and also Malaysian designer. Hopefully, they can give more opportunity to Malaysian model, because these days sometimes when you see a runway show, it could be they are all foreigners. So I would say that in Malaysia, in Asia, as a customer, as a consumer, we hope to see Asians carry that thing. So that's why I really hope Malaysian brands can give more opportunity to all the Malaysian model, because we need your support. I opened Amber Chia Academy is because I know there is a lot of people want to be a model. They have the same dream like me 17 years ago, but they don't know what to do and how to go. That's why I opened Amber Chia Academy in 2010 August. And have been 6 years. We are glad that we have a lot of winners we have more than hundreds winners from Amber Chia Academy, and we have a lot of students are doing very well outside. That is what I would say that I'm proud of. And what made me to start my modeling academy is another reason is because of beauty is not forever. I know that one day I will be old and I cannot be in the modeling world anymore. So you have to plan something for your future. So that's why, you know, when I was 29 years old, I think, you know, before 30, it's about time for me to start a career. Something will grow old and will be forever belong to me. Like my family, my son, even though I'm 80, you know, I believe they still love me, my husband and my son. It's same thing for my business. Even though I'm 80 or 90 years old, the business still belongs to me. So I wanted to start something long term because in the modeling world, everything come and go. Just like when I work in Taiwan, Hong Kong, Indonesia, in New York, you know, you will need met new friends every time when you travel. But when you go to the other country on your back to Malaysia, you will lost touch. Everything is shortened. So I wanted something really belong to me for forever. That's why I started Amber Chia Academy. I would say that beauty is really physical. But what I normally advise to the young girls and boys outside is, you know, we don't need the same people in this world. We don't need the person, we don't need two Amber Chia in this world. We don't need two Angela baby in this world. So I would say that you have to keep back your own beauty because that is your unique part. And also, and in the modeling world, we are looking for someone who's unique, have their own beauty. It's not someone who's only look exactly like the rest of the girl. Malaysians, the population is not a lot. If you want to get a few tall girls, it sounds like difficult. It's very difficult. But as I mentioned earlier, someone who could be 6 foot tall and someone who could be 5'7". But the 5'7" could be look better on the runway than the 6 foot. Because in the modeling world, it's not only about tall, height, and it's about overall. But because I believe that a designer or a client, when they look for a model, it's not only about height, it's about overall. How well you can represent yourself, how good is your work, how confident you are, how unique is your face. It's not only about work. And same thing in Malaysia, even though Malaysian, we don't have a lot of tall girls, but we have a lot of Malaysian models are doing very well in outside the world. My schedule every day is different, but that is what I like about entertainment industry as well. Every day you get a chance to do different things, to try different things. So if you ask me, the normal day routine, the most normal day, if I don't need to go event or work, when I wake up, prepare my son to go to school, and then after my son goes to school, I'm back to the office for work, and yeah, at night I will go back to have dinner with my family. Yeah, that if I have no work. But of course, if I have job, like, you know, today I came here for this interview, after that I have to go for a fitting or go for events some days. So every day is different. If I knew that tomorrow I'm going for a photo shoot, I will be just sleep early. I think what we do as a beauty tip side, as a model is not only to look good and to maintain is the major thing. For my experience is, you know, in these 18 years, a lot of people ask me how do I maintain my body and always look good in front of photo shoot. I would say that, you know, you have to control your time. If you knew that you have photo shoot tomorrow, you just have to go to the bed early. And also, I don't like salty food. I used to like it, but I'm trying to cut off all the salty food because salty food will cause your water retention. And yeah, so what I do is, you know, sleep early, prepare yourself for the next day shoot, cut down your salty food, just in case you're going to have water retention in the next day. And that's basically what I do. When I just start modeling career about when I was 17, 18, I don't have like lost weight problem because I born to be quite skinny. I'm pretty lucky. until when I was about 19 years old. I remember there is one time I went for a show, and then they want us to do a fitting, and then after that is a show in the afternoon. So basically I went there in the morning, I tried to put on the dress, and none of the dress I can wear because they only, in the modeling world, they only provide S size for you. So I feel really guilt and feel really bad. I've been trying a few dresses, I still cannot ship out, and immediately the designers call the agents, tell the agent that this model have to go home. You have to use the other model to replace, which is me. Of course, when the time I'm the only model who have to go home, I feel really sad and really embarrassed. I jumped into the car, I cried, and I was pretty down and sad. But that was a good punishment. Because of that punishment, I never dare to get wig anymore. Basically, in the beauty routine side, I believe that there is no ugly woman in the world, there is only lazy woman. So if you want to look good, you really have to, put on your hard work to make yourself look good. Yeah, even though how tired, even though how exhausted I am, when I got home I still do double cleanse, I do mask, I put on all the necessary skincare before going to the bed. Same thing, if I want to look good in the next day, when I wake up I have to put on makeup, I have to dress up, I have to make sure myself look good before I come out. So I think that is the hard work part. And of course, inner part is depend what you eat, how is your lifestyle, your food lifestyle, do you exercise, all this combined together. So as a model, your job is not only to look good, it's health and beauty, and your hard work all together. Honestly, I just do simple yoga at home once or twice a week. Why yoga? A lot of people ask me, because yoga I can do it anytime, everywhere I want. So I don't need to be physical to be in the center, the gym center, to carry the weight on anything. I can just do it when I'm free. I just need a yoga mat. If you want to look good, you have to know about the food calories if you want to on diet, and also you have to know about what is good for you. So basically I've been in the industry for 18 years, so I learned a lot from foods. Example, I know that if you want to on diet, you have to cut down your carb. So yeah, so normally what I do is during the day, like morning and afternoon, I will eat normal, but in the evening I will try to cut down carbohydrate. That's what I do. And also of course, for my skin, I try to cut out oily food, fried food. That's what I do. Children won't become the Mr. Right. Well, I would say love, because there is no reason. I believe it's the power of love make me marry him. And yeah, I do always plan for the second child, and hopefully I will have a girl to continue my career. But I have been trying for the last 6 years. I don't know when is it going to happen yet, but I'm still trying. So hopefully you guys will get my good news soon.
Soft flats.
Heels.
Favorite ice cream flavor.
Vanilla.
Who would play you in a movie?
My daughter.
Have you ever Googled yourself?
Yes.
3 most important things in your makeup bag.
Lipstick, powder, and also mascara.
All-time favorite supermodel.
Cat Mouse.
Your worst job.
No job. There is nothing. No job. That is the worst part.
Least favorite thing about yourself.
Few bad habits.
One thing you miss the most about Pawa.
Seafood.
Sweetest thing Ashton has done for you.
Kiss me every morning.